So I'm just entering the freeway and the meter's on. So you know what that means, right? When the meter's on, there's traffic. And I tried to mentally prepare for this when I was at work, because it is the holiday week. You know, being that it's Thanksgiving in 2 days. So I prepared myself because I figured that people are going to be going to Vegas or going to be driving to Arizona. So I tried to mentally prepare for this traffic, but in actuality, you really can't mentally prepare for traffic. The shit gives me a headache and anxiety. But thank God it's not like bumper to bumper right now. Like right now I'm doing 65 miles an hour. So that's not too bad. I'm hoping that it stays pretty steady and doesn't slow up, because that's when I'm going to start getting antsy and the anxiety is really going to kick in. So, what am I going to be doing for Thanksgiving? Working. At least that night, because I work nights. But during the day, I'm going to be eating dinner and canoodling and laughing and being silly with my handsome, beautiful husband-wife. And we're just gonna enjoy each other's company until the evening. I was saying before in a previous video that I was going to talk about that, and I shall. So, I am married to a woman, a very handsome and a very gorgeous woman, whom I love very, 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 very much. I have always known that I was bisexual. And a lot of people say that bisexual people are greedy. No. We just have an attraction to both male and female. Period. I see the beauty and attractiveness in men and in women. I was married to a man before, and I'm married to a woman now. Different experiences. But I will say this. I wish that I was able to live my life as a bisexual woman when I was younger. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. Because people are so critical and so judgmental, especially in the African American community, or rather black community. They are so traditional and have so many beliefs and believe that their thought is law, or their belief is that, and that you can't venture off that path, that you're wrong, you're ungodly, you're devilish, you're of the underworld, you know? So that's why I understand why a lot of men live the down low life. I get it. I can truly comprehend it. Not saying that it's okay, but I understand. Because you have to be a secret. Because you're going to get judged. You're going to get criticized. There's always going to be something. You're going to be ostracized. And I really think it's sad that I had to wait till I was a full grown woman before I can walk in my authenticity. Yes, I've had crushes on women before. I have spoken to women. I've had certain experiences with women. But I was never able to be in an open relationship with a woman. And I get sad when I think about it. Because I was deprived. I tell my wife now, we sit and we lay down in bed, and when we're canoodling and when we're having pillow talk and cupcaking at night when I'm off, or when I had a different schedule, we would talk. And just talk about what it would have been like if we would have met each other years ago when we were younger. And she says, you weren't ready for me. I probably wasn't. She was a bit of a wild child. I probably wasn't, you know. But everything happens in its correct season and in its correct time. And I'm very happy that I met her and allowed her to get close to me. And although I was fearful in the beginning, and I can say this honestly, fearful of what my family would say or what my children would say, I still allowed her to get close to me because I said there's something about her that is magnetic. And as we continue to commune and talk and spend time together, and we got closer and closer, and she would listen to me and I would talk to her and she would talk to me, and we would just talk about everything. I said, she's worth it. She's worth it. Not only will I come out and live in my truth and reveal my secret to my family, I'll do it for me and I'll do it for her. Because this is the woman that I want to be with. So, I told my family. I told my mother first. And, of course, she had her thoughts. And then she said she always thought I was. But, you know, she never said anything. Even from when I was a teenager. Because I went through different phases. Excuse me. In my life. Excuse me. I went through different phases, you know, different looks, which I'm sure that a lot of people went through, men and women, finding themselves. And she said that she, you know, always thought so. I guess they thought I was a little dyke, but I've always had femininity to me. I told my father. He was not pleased at all. You know, of course, he brought up the Bible. You know, that's the first thing they always want to bring up. But you know, God says, the Bible says, but you know, God is love. What about that? Why don't we talk about that? Because people don't like to talk about that. And the Bible says, with loving kindness draw thee. They don't talk about that. They want to focus on brimstone and fire and hell. talk about the goodness and the love and the joy of God. Talk about how he says to let your light shine, to draw people so that they can see God in you and want to know him. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about all this other stuff when you have no right. You want to sit up there and talk about what I got going on in my life, but let's talk about your dirt and your mud and your grime and your slime and your shit. Let's talk about that. But don't nobody want to talk about that. Let's go ahead and brush that up under the rug, But I let it go. People have their own lives to live. We are the only ones that have to stand before God when our time on this earth is up. And we're going to meet him face to face. And we're going to have to tell him what we did with this life that he gave us. And my children, when it came to them, I said, what? One thing I've always told you when you guys were younger, because I always said I wanted to raise my children the way that I was not raised. So with my children, I was very candid with them. I spoke to them. I let them know that it's okay to be themselves. It's okay to be different. You don't have to be like everybody else. I let them walk in their individuality. If you like to dress a certain way, fine. I don't have a problem with that. You like to do your hair a certain way, fine. I don't have a problem with that. I always said if you love a certain person, a man or a woman, a girl or a boy, it's fine, as long as they treat you right. That's all I said. So, I have one son who was all for it, and he was happy, very happy for me. He said, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And he embraced me with love. And he embraces her with love, and he loves her, and she loves him. Then I have another who deals with it. He tolerates it when he has to. He says she's a nice person, but kind of deals with it. But this has been a lesson for me. I've learned that you can't live your life to please other people. You have to live for you. And I remember there was a time when I was working for a certain company as a nurse. And we had a lot of clients come in that were homeless. And a lot of the population was gay and trans. And it used to just bother me so bad to see that their parents threw them out. And I couldn't comprehend that. How could you throw your child out into the world? 13, 14, 15, 16. Throw them out like trash into this big world where people will devour them like vultures. And these are your children. You are blessed with them. You're supposed to nurture them and love them and guide them. And you throw them away because they don't march to your tune and they don't love who you want them to love, or they want to be with a boy or a girl, or they think or they feel that they are in the wrong body. I couldn't understand that, and I used to feel so bad for them. And I was just so thankful and happy that I wasn't that type of parent. I said I could never do that to my child. Never. I want them to love who they want to love. And I remember I told my oldest son, I said, you know what? I always told you, love who you want to love. So why would you look at me sideways? Because of who I love. And there was really nothing he could say about that. Because I've always been encouraging to him and told him to be him and love who he is. But yet, I get treated a certain way. But I'm strong and I will deal with it. But my love, I love her greatly. I really, really do. She has taught me so much. She's taught me to share, for one thing. Because one thing about her, she shares everything with me. Everything. From the littlest thing to the biggest thing. She always shares with me. So I would feel bad seeing that she's sharing everything with me, and I'm kind of like, in my mind, I'm not gonna give you this. I'm not gonna give you that. That's selfish. So it kind of rubbed off on me. So now I would ask her, like, hey, you want this or you want that or whatever. So again, that's what she's taught me. That's one of the things she's taught me. She is a very strong woman. She has dealt with a lot of adversity. She has dealt with a lot of criticism. And it's so very true that opposites attract. Because we are opposites. I'm a Pisces, first of all. She's a Leo. She's a boss. She's stubborn. She's headstrong. Me, I'm a little bit more emotional. I'm a bit stubborn at times. She is teaching me to say I'm sorry. And I don't know why, but sometimes saying I'm sorry can be so difficult. It's humbling. It's very, very humbling, but it can be so difficult. And it's like, I don't want to relinquish that power to her by saying I'm sorry. But your spirit would be convicted so badly to where you have to. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And she'll be like, you know what, why do you have to drag it out for like 2 days? And I would feel bad while I'm doing it. She's like, for real, why did you have to drag it out for 2 days? This could have been deaded. It didn't have to be 2 days. It could have been an hour. And it would have been over. But see, I'm stubborn. And I'll drag it out. Uh-oh. Big rig, get on over now. Shit. They scare me. I do not like big rigs. Anyway, yeah. So she's definitely taught me that. We are still learning each other, and we are still enjoying each other. I love to see her smile, and she tells me this all the time. I love that you are so silly. Because we do voices. One thing about me is I can change my voice. Many people say it's a gift, but I don't know. I can sound like a cartoon character. I can do different accents and stuff, but we'll do really silly, goofy voices, and we'll talk and say things with like silly faces. And it's just fun that you can be like that with someone and don't have to worry about, they're going to think I'm a dork, they're going to think I'm a loser, or think I'm really stupid, or I'm really silly. And it's not like that with us. We can just be. And just like with interracial dating, because I, am a black woman and she is white. But one thing she always said is, we're not bringing that shit into our house. What goes on out there and how people are basically ugly to each other, we're not bringing that shit in our house. And I remember one time we had an argument. It wasn't an argument. Let me rephrase that. It was a disagreement. And I brought it up. And she said, we said, we are not bringing this shit into our house. And that was it. Sometimes, things have to be brought back to your remembrance. And our relationship is so much bigger than race. It's hard to explain my feelings for her. It's hard to explain. It's a sweet love. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I told her I've never been in a relationship as beautiful as this. It's so sweet. And how she looks at me and how she caresses me and how we think the same things. Like, I'll say something and she's like, I was just thinking that. Or we'll finish each other's sentences, or she'll know when something is wrong. I'll know when something is wrong with her. We're jealous, which is crazy, but it's true. She's hot. I'm not gonna lie. She's a very, very hot husband wife. And she says I'm a very beautiful woman. But I think, a little jealousy is healthy. But, I really appreciate and I really love her. And I thank God for her. And I thank her for teaching me so many different lessons on life, on love, on me, growing to be a better person, making me be responsible for certain things that I may say or do, making me accountable, teaching me emotional maturity. She's a therapist, so she's always counseling me, and I'm always correcting her. So we're always learning and teaching from each other. Is it always perfect? No, it's not. We're humans, but we try to talk. We realize that we love each other more than, how should I say it? Our love for each other is greater than our, I don't even know how to say it. We love each other. And we don't want to be without each other. That's one thing that we have said. We can't be without each other. So that's my story. It's just sad, like I said, that I had to wait till I was a grown-ass woman to come into who I am, knowing who I was already as a young girl, but could not live in that truth. And I've come into contact with some amazing women, prosperous women, intelligent women. I've had crushes on good women, but I was was too afraid to let it flourish into anything because of fear. And fear will cripple you. It really will. It's debilitating. Don't let fear cripple you. Because once it debilitates you, it will destroy you. I'm just happy I'm not fearful anymore. But this is my coming out story. And I told you guys I was going to tell you. Thank you for listening to me. And I hope you all have a very nice Thanksgiving. Be thankful for your loved ones. Be thankful for everything that you go through in life. The good times and the bad times. Struggle. Blessings. Lessons. All that. All those things build you and make you who you are. Peace. Stay encouraged. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I welcome you to do so. Hit the thumbs up button